Hello everyone and welcome back to Path of Exile Dissonance. Wow, that sounds a little bit different than it used to, but nonetheless, we're back, episode 11, and since we left off, I've done quite a few things. I say quite a few things, just a few things, but this has been working pretty well. Even using my magnet around this seems to be working all right. We've also, well, I just noticed that this actually is a trinket and has stats on it, which is quite interesting. It's actually neat. But this thing has been running, and since it has, just right-clicking on this, we have made about 5,000 pieces of stone and rising. Slowly but surely, it's keeping up. It's not, maybe the most efficient, but I have added a couple storage upgrades. I did spend a few diamonds, but nonetheless, that's just to make sure we have a ton of stone ready to go, and added a void upgrade so that way, well, if it ever gets too much, it'll just keep running and we don't really necessarily have to, worry about it too much. So that's what's going on there. Besides that, I need to find a place. I need to move and maybe build something to house some create stuff and make it look nice and fancy, kind of like my own place away from our mine colony stuff, which I do want to work on today because I have moved the entirety of everything over very slightly, and we're gonna go over that. Actually, let's go over that right now, and then we'll talk about that. But that's basically just the fact that we have a bunch of cows. I've been breeding them slowly but surely and trying to work up more leather because I used up some bookshelves and I want to do some enchanting. You'll notice we have some levels, and I would like to get a very specific enchant. But nonetheless, I moved everything over a little bit and repositioned a few things to make it seem more appropriate. I think what we're also going to do is maybe do a build or two of this over here today. We have 2 builders, so we can kind of speed things along. I know this looks wrong, but this is actually correct. I actually did look it up, and I wanted to make sure and double check. This seems wrong, but this is right. So if you're actually building along and everything, this is how it's supposed to look. It's actually supposed to have the back open. It'll eventually be closed, but we'll get them upgraded and all that good stuff here very, very soon. So we have the suggestions here. I'm going to probably, for the most part, follow most of these suggestions. But if we take a look and we open up our build tool here, let's go ahead and right-click on this. Let's set this to, I guess, decorations, big well. Okay. Can I move this out of the way? Just to show. Alright, let me do this. Let me have it closed so it actually triggers this level 5 here. So you'll notice that the builder here at level 5, this is where the wall is. And it needs to be flush against this. So when you're building this particular one, this style, the fortress, it needs to be flush against the side of the level 5 fortress. And this is also going to be a good indicator of, I see the Z fighting and stuff. I'm sorry about that. But basically that's a mine colonies thing. But nonetheless, this needs to be on the inside. That's where that does actually go. So that everything is set up right. That is the house. That is the builder. This is as well going to be a builder, but obviously it's not showing right. I'm not sure. It's probably because we're not building over it there, something like that. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and clear out of that. Let's close that up. So that is basically how that's set up, and it's looking good. So what I did was I broke everything down because I can't figure out how to move things. And what I did was we hit F3 and G, and that opens up our chunk borders. Now here in the center is where I laid our town hall. It's basically in right here in these this center of these chunks here. Obviously you can't place it right in the center, but once you place it down, you want to make sure you can squeeze the entirety of this fence inside of these chunk borders, is what I've noticed. And it kind of makes things a lot easier to kind of lay out and plan eventually and later on. So once we started placing down our builder and such, we needed this to line up on this side, and so forth and so forth. So everything kind of has its own little chunk as it explains in the signs and stuff. So just wanted to run over that real fast with everyone and let you all know if you're doing this as well, that is probably your best bet. Now, a lot of the citizens are complaining. They're This person wants a job. Some of them wants barracks and safety and security. Some of them want food and such. I'm thinking what we might want to do is we can go ahead and get a couple of these kind of started. I don't know if we're ready for a restaurant yet. Because we would really want to get a farmer going, but maybe let's get a forester and maybe a miner or a guard tower. Where are the barracks? I thought I crafted the barracks. Maybe we have not done the barracks yet. Further education. Getting schooled. Having fun isn't hard. Digging teeth. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Sifter's hut. What is the sifter's hut? Oh, that might be for ores and such. Interesting, interesting. It's all mine! Mine! Barbarian raids. Alright, well, that's a little bit later on, but I think that's after we start doing a few of the other things as well. Yeah, I'm guessing the guard tower is the barracks, or do I need to look at this? The barracks tower. Barracks requires research at the university to be built. The barracks tower placeholder. Research at the university. That is new and different. I don't... Okay. Interesting. I might have to go back through and look at this again. So we got the warehouse. So we went from the work, the lumberjack, the mine. Let's kind of go in order. Guardians of the city. Guard tower. The guard tower will employ and house one guard to protect your colony. The new guard will need a bed in a house in order to spawn. However, once they're hired in the guard tower, that becomes their new residence, and the bed in the house will open up for another new citizen or restaurant. Okay. Or a restaurant. What am I even talking about? So, I don't know if this is the one that works with where I need to place it. I'll have to go look at the signs again, but let's at least get like a couple rolling here. Now, I did mention before how I don't want to go too crazy doing a lot of this on camera, but I don't mind at the same time. But let's go ahead and do, I say I don't mind. It's not me, it's also you all. But let's take a look and see what we can do here. Alright, so let's look at these signs. So we got the tavern, the baker, free spot. This is it says barracks. So it doesn't really say anything like a guard tower. This is where it says we want to put the miner. So let's go ahead and set that up. So we're going to go ahead and click on this. We're going to click on the miner. We're going to click on this and scroll down to the fortress build. And then we're going to set this to level 5. Let's back it up. As you can tell, we see the little rail line here. So let's turn this in such a way. We'll hit escape so that we can back out of that for a second. And let's take a look at the miner. So this needs to come up flush with this one, like that. And this also connects, looks like it connects flushly with this. Let's check on the back side, might be a better way of doing this. I also don't really like looking at it, because I like the, I guess I like the surprise more than anything, but yeah, this looks like that's exactly how that goes. I'm falling into the little hole there, but this is a very strange, interesting style here. I'm assuming that's the mine, so we're going to get rid of the water and such. But yeah, that looks good. All right, so let's go ahead and click blink. That's good to go. We're gonna have to fill this in real quick. Let me do this real fast, because I'm assuming they don't really want the water for mining. Thankfully, this shouldn't be too bad to do. This is why I have dirt on me. But I do need to work on repairing my tools and such. Oh, just down to 1. Okay, so we have that taken care of. Lumberjack right here next to it as well. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. We're going to have this looking awesome in just a minute. So Lumberjack, level 1. Let's turn this to level 5. Let's back it out of the way. We need to rotate it again. Let's go ahead and take a look. This needs to go flush against that wall. Let's come back over this way. And let's check. So that looks like that is flush against this one. We're going to double check. We're going to hit F3 and G. And we should see that that is indeed inside of its own chunk. These two are fitting perfectly inside of their respective chunk. So that's good. Everything's looking like it's lining up appropriately. We're going to go ahead and dink. And we should be all right there. We're going to need just a little bit more dirt. I'm just going to kind of clean some here. And we're going to steal a little bit just to kind of place over here. Just in case. I don't know if it needs to be leveled up or down or what and around. But let's go ahead and click on this. We're going to click build options. We're going to set the build. Worker assigned. Hold on, let's do this. We'll have Gwen build this one. And then we'll have Lena build this one. Alright, nice. So this is basically how this needs to go. Now, unfortunately, we are going to need a few things to kind of get this running. I don't know what this means. He just comes out of his house. Is like, oh, I guess I gotta work now. Fine. Let me take a look. So gravel, stone, some sand, ladders, a lot of little things. It looks like they both need kind of the same-ish things for the most part. Mainly both needing stone, some cobblestone, so we should probably be able to get them at least that. We'll do this, and that should be enough. What did it say? They needed 72? 74? So if we open up the inventory, we go and place in that. Squeeze on through here. They're both slowly but surely cleaning out the area, and while they're doing that, we're going to do a few other things and then maybe come and check up on it in a little bit and see what they might need exactly. Now, I'm also thinking they're going to need a crafting table. They need torches. We're going to give them a few. We're going to pull out some wood. We're going to give them their crafting table. Try to get them most of everything they need, and then we can pretty much set it, forget it, come back to it a little bit later on and such. So what do you need? You need gravel, sand, you need ladders. She needs a shovel and more torches, I guess. I don't know if they share inventories or not, but alright. Alright, everyone. Well, my idea did not go through very well. I wanted to get a Silk Touch pickaxe. That didn't really work out as well as I had hoped. In that sense, that I was hoping to be able to pick up spawners. I should have checked the configs first to see if it was something that we were able to do. Unfortunately, it is not. So, we can't pick up spawners, which is unfortunate. But I do have some ideas of what I'd like to do today. But in the meantime, I'm going to make a few ladders. We're going to go ahead and grab a few of the things that are needed. They need sand and gravel. They need ladders. She needs some more torches, a shovel. So we're going to go ahead and craft up a few things here real quick. I think she can only still use that. We have the torches. She needs dark oak fences, which I guess we're out of, surprisingly. There we go. Some dark oak fences and sand and gravel, huh? Very interesting blocks to just need, I guess. We're going to grab a few and a few extra if at all possible. Do I have any gravel? We do. Gorgeous. All right. So, yeah. The whole enchanting thing would be nice. We need to find a way of getting some proper experience. I could just have done a few things over by that other spawner to set it up for experience, but that would have been a pain to get up and around. That's why I was kind of hoping to be able to move it, but I should have really have looked to see if it was a thing we could have done. Alright, and then I'm assuming you both need ladders. Alright, I gave you most of that. You'd really like a house to live in. That's awesome. Fulfill. There you go. You should be good to go now, right?
Not good stuff, eh?
Yeah, I got it. Okay, lady. All right, Lena, we're gonna get you a house. Don't worry. We're probably gonna upgrade that house, and then I'm probably gonna put another one over here as well. And then hopefully that'll help suffice for everything. Now, what about you, Mr. Gwyn?
I'll take care of it.
There's no guard tower. This is the guy I was telling everyone about. Fulfill, fulfill, fulfill. Unfortunately, I can't fulfill that yet, but I will get you a shovel. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Come back. I'm so sorry.
I know.
I know. Can you read my mind? I'm very sorry, sir. I'm sorry I didn't mean to hit you. All right, hopefully that'll suffice for fixing those up. But what we want to do today, let's go ahead and grab this here. We're going to go and get rid of this water because it's not really necessary. That little water wheel's doing nothing anyways. And milking a cow. Quest completed. That's right. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we need to do in the book for a few things to do, because I would like to try to get a lot of this done. Yes, I did just drink my milk, my milk bucket. It wants us to make a Gouda cheese. Gouda job. It wants us to do a wheel of cheese, which is that. Some vinegar. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump into this. We need some bricks. I don't know if I actually have bricks. Do I have bricks? I think I cooked some up. I did. Sweet. So I was slowly but surely getting myself ready for this kind of ish. I wasn't really sure if I was going to do this today, but with the whole spawner thing not working right, you know what I mean? So unfortunately we gotta, well, do what we can. Now, there we go. There's our vinegar. And then I believe a milk bucket, and that makes us a wheel of cheese. There we go. It's a Gouda job. And it gives us a cheeseburger. Some experience and another crafter's crate. So we got a couple things of experience and a nice little cheeseburger we can nom on. The XP, nothing too great. The crafter's paradise crate. We can use this stuff to kind of do our crafting, obviously. All those good things. And let's take a look at the next quest. So, recipe for disaster, cooking for blockheads. Possibly one of my favorite little mods to mess around with. I thought we had a ton of books, but I'm thinking about my other series that I'm doing on, that I'm streaming over on Twitch. I have a literal stupid amount of books over there. I think I got them from an Inn Fortress, but nonetheless, wants us to cook up a vanilla book so that way we can get the crafting for blockheads one, so we can actually do a little bit of that. This is also going to help me with my storage situation a little bit if we set this up a little bit more appropriately. But I do want to do the quests in line here so that way I'm, well, for obvious reasons. I want to do them in line because I don't want to miss anything. All right, so food storage. It wants us to make some kitchen cabinets, which is some terracotta. Now, I don't have a ton of terracotta, but this will work. We might as well go ahead and utilize what we have left here. So let's pick up a little bit. We can put a few things away here. I love my little crafting area though. It's actually very nice. It's cozy, you know? It's very cozy. So we're gonna grab a few of these. We're gonna go ahead and toss these in. We got a couple pieces here and there. Go ahead and toss that in and get that cooking up, because I think for what we're wanting, we're gonna need a few more pieces of terracotta anyways. So let's go ahead and do this. We got our kitchen cabinet, which is very nice and very dyeable, by the way. Now, I'm considering moving a few things around. We'll go ahead and place these maybe here-ish for now. Good, 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 good. I'm very pleased to see that. I'm assuming there as well. Of course, we can still open up a barrel because that's the way it's intended. But I like to double check. But there we go. So we got a nice little cabinet. And if we have any dye, which is very nice, I think we could do this. So kind of will match if we want to do something of that caliber. But I'm not sure what the color style we want to go with just yet. And then we also have some honeydew seeds, which I don't really have a space for those at the moment. So let's just kind of get those out of the way. Another crafter's paradise crate, which is awesome. I know I keep saying that, but they're fairly nice. So we have the home decor stuff. I'm not going to worry about that right now, but I do want to craft the oven. Now this is where the black stained glass comes into play, and unfortunately, I almost used up the last bit. I thought I had a bunch of glass somewhere. Did I use up all my glass? I did not. Well, that's a good thing. I'm also happy that we have a few more ender pearls after accidentally breaking that spawner. I don't know if I'm going to cut out that part yet. I very well might. Just to save some time and such, because I don't want to waste time doing things and showing stuff that is just like unnecessary, which I don't know if this is one of those things or not, but we do have plenty of iron, which is gorgeous. I'm so happy we have so much iron. This is so very nice. All right, so there's our oven. I really would like to kind of get this rolling in such a sense. Did you really just give me a block of iron back? These little bits of XP is like a semblance of saying, hey, we should have done this a while ago. But here we go. So we need our Cooking for Blockheads book. This is where things get a little different. We're going to need 2 crafting tables. We're going to need this book. We're going to need to craft it with a couple diamonds. This is where it gets a little bit more expensive than I would want it to be. And let's rotate this, because I did that wrong. And you can craft food using things you have in your inventory. So this is kind of like your start here, right? So if we go to @cooking, it wants us to craft the actual cooking table here. So thankfully we've been cooking up a few of these. And I will set up the other portions of our kitchen probably between episodes. It's just a few crafting things, but yeah, so we have ourselves our oven that we can set up a lot of our stuff in. Opens up and everything. We can also cook inside of this, like say for instance, certain meats or stuff. I'm assuming it works with modded items, which it does. And it should slowly change into... Well, I think that was a transition effect from the other one. It looks like it just does that. Okay. And that's fine. That's okay. But we definitely need to get these things done. So, just better to kind of do it and be along for the ride and the journey, correct? And we got ourselves a nice little spice rack. We could put some spices and such on, which is very nice. Let's go ahead and open up these. That's interesting. Ooh, painful lesson. I'll show you a painful lesson. Alright, and I don't really know where I'm putting my monies. I guess I'm putting them in here. Alright, and we're almost towards the end of this one. Now, this is the Tools of the Trade, the cutting board, which is basically from Pam's. And then we also have our fruit basket that holds our fruits and stuff. Now, I don't really have a place to put this at the moment. This is actually a cabinet. This is not a counter, correct? Also, it does lose... Yeah, this is a cabinet. This isn't the counter. Here are the counters here. This is probably what I'm going to be making. But we should be able to put, like, the fruit basket on top of that. It doesn't even look right. That doesn't even look right. But these are basically a multi-block, and if you have them touching, they should connect and pull from inventories and such, which is why we also have, like, these here. It says multi-block kitchen. Connects kitchen blocks over distances. So if you've never seen this mod before, I'm sure most people have. It's been around for a while, but just... This is kind of for more the people that maybe have not seen it yet. It's kind of for the most part. But let's go ahead and craft up the cutting board, or in this case, this guy. Yep, that is the cutting board. And we should have everything we need for this, which is just, I believe, one of you, and you. Now, there's other ones from the mod as well, but I don't know why it gave us a bowl. That's interesting, to say the least. But we should be able to put this maybe in the spice rack. I think it works in the spice rack. There is also a tool rack that works as well. Just needs some slabs, a couple nuggets, which we should have plenty of. Let's do this. And we'll put our spice rack up here for now. Let's also move that torch. That's fine. So yeah, so here we go. Got that going. And then if we take a look in here, we can see we can make bread because I have wheat in my inventory. We can also make flour, vinegar, and noodles. And that's because I have some of these in my inventory. So if we put the pot, which I believe goes there, it'll show up on there as well. I think there's also the bakeware, which is like this. Can also go inside of here. There's also the saucepan and the other pan. The saucepan is just a stick and a piece. Always needing sticks. Always needing sticks. It's like every time. And then there's another one. Skillet? Yeah, it's the skillet. So skillet is pretty much the same thing. I'm happy that these are actually requiring just brick. Kind of makes my life a little bit easier. But if we combine all of these, we get everything we need, we might see more recipes hanging out inside of here. But now if we pick up this, for instance, we put it over here. And there is also the refrigerator that I do want to make as well. But if we grab a lot of this and we start putting this in the cabinet, we should start seeing a lot more recipes of things that we can actually craft. And this will kind of help out our storage situation just a bit more in the sense that we can basically use a lot of these things to make us up a little bit of food a little easier. So let's go ahead and open up this now, and we can see some awesomeness. We got bacon and eggs, we got carrot soup, we got corn salad. We can also sort this by saturation. So if we take a look at this, we can start seeing a lot more stuff. There's also a lot of ground variants, and yeah. So if we start crafting certain things in here, we can pretty much go from, like, say for instance, some sausage. If we click it again, put the sausage in there, and now that opens up cooked sausage, which might even open up a few other things as well. But that's a good start. Unfortunately, I don't know if our other stuff is done. Let's go check on our mine colonies. Today's episode was not really as fun and creative and cool as I had hoped because of the whole... Yeah, I was kind of hoping my dash would have taken care of that. But I was really hoping the whole spawner situation was going to work. Unfortunately, it did not. So it looks like, what are we doing here? What is, oh, they're still going. Well, at least she is. What are you doing wrong? I can't wait till this colony gets set up. It's going to be really cool. There's no guard. What do you want? Oh, you need a pickaxe. Well, I think he is at the level of being able to use stone. So let's grab... Oh, I gave all my stone away. Alright, you get a couple wooden ones then. Looks like you're gonna go wood for a bit. Oop. That dash is very useful, by the way. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and toss in a couple pickaxes. Let's get the seeds out of here. And the saplings, because he doesn't need those anymore. But yeah, so we got the whole colony looking a little bit nicer, and we got to come up with a proper name. Now, I don't know if that's actually going to work. He's got a nice little cheeseburger. I need to eat that soon. But yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know what that's all about, but she's still working diligently. I'm sure that'll be done by the next episode or fairly-ish soon. And then all we have to do is basically set up some trees relatively close by. We'll have to fill this in, so probably out here in the back, just put some trees up. Probably gonna be some dark oak, and she'll, or they, or whoever it is that does it, will mine up some of that and just have to do that just fine. So this is a cook. Cook is the restaurant, I'm assuming? I'm guessing? Anyways, that should do it for today's episode, everyone. Hopefully you all enjoyed. I'm sorry the whole spotter thing didn't work, but we'll come up with some other fun and interesting things very, very soon. This is kind of the whole journey thing, and I think one of the next things I'm going to be doing is we need to start leveling again. So I'm going to have to go find a place to start completing some quests or killing some mobs. One of the two in order to get some more experience for us. But in the meantime, I'm probably going to do a little work on the kitchen area. Might expand or move some things around. We got a lot of open space out here we can actually do a few things with, maybe. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you have any helpful tips, tricks, or comments, feel free to put them in the comment section down below. And hopefully we'll see you all back in the next episode. Until then, oh. Well, that lumberjack's done. And this is what it looks like. I'll show you all real quick. Here we go. So yeah, it's a little, that looks messed up, but it's right. So anyways, I'll see you all in the next episode. Until then, goodbye.